All right, welcome back. So, we've got the basic language of algebra down. Now what? Well, now we get to use that language to solve some actual mysteries. In this explainer, we are going to master the art of solving equations and inequalities. Let's dive right in. Okay, if there's one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this: balance. Think of an equation like a perfectly balanced scale. Whatever you do to one side, you absolutely positively must do the exact same thing to the other side to keep everything equal and true. So, first things first, what even is an equation? Well, it's just a math sentence that has an equal sign. And that little sign, it's a huge promise. It's basically guaranteeing that whatever is on the left side is worth the exact same as what's on the right. An inequality, on the other hand, is kind of the opposite. It's all about an unbalanced relationship. It uses those special symbols to tell us the one side is bigger than, smaller than, or maybe equal to the other. It's not about being identical. It's all about comparison. All right, let's jump into some basic training. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is pretty simple when you're solving for a variable like x. You have to isolate it. Your goal is to get it all alone on one side of the equation. So how do we actually do that? With a powerful tool called inverse operations. These are going to be your best friends. Just think of them as opposites that perfectly cancel each other out. If a number is being added to your variable, you subtract it. If it's being multiplied, you divide. You're just undoing the problem. Okay, let's start with a simple one-step solve just to get our feet wet. We've got x minus 2 equals 4. To get x by itself, we need to get rid of that minus 2. So we do the inverse. We add 2 to the left side. And remember the golden rule? To keep it balanced, we have to add 2 to the right side too. And just like that, we've got our solution, x equals 6. All right, you got the one step down. Let's level up to a multi-step challenge. This time it's an inequality. 10x minus 2 is greater than 18. No big deal. We just apply the exact same ideas one step at a time. First, let's undo that subtraction. We add 2 to both sides, which gives us 10x is greater than 20. Now, we undo the multiplication by dividing both sides by 10. And boom, there you have it. The answer, x is greater than 2. But wait, hold on a second. When it comes to inequalities, there is a twist. And I'm not kidding. This is probably the single biggest trap students fall into, so you're going to want to listen up. So I'm going to ask you this straight up. Take a second to really think about it. What do you think happens when you multiply or divide both sides of an inequality by a negative number? Okay, you ready? Here it is. And you have got to burn this into your brain. You must reverse the inequality symbol. A less than sign flips to become a greater than sign. A greater than or equal to becomes a less than or equal to. It's a non-negotiable rule. You just have to do it. Let's actually see what this looks like, because it makes a huge difference. Say we're solving negative 2x is less than 10. We have to divide by negative 2. Now, if you forget the rule, you'll end up with x is less than negative 5. And that is completely wrong. The right way is to divide by negative 2 and flip that sign, which gives you the true answer. X is greater than negative 5. All right, you feeling confident? Ready for a pro move? This next technique is like a secret weapon, especially for those annoying equations that have fractions on both sides of the equal sign. I mean, look at this thing. This is a total classic. The kind of problem you're pretty much guaranteed to see on an exam like the SAT. Fractions facing off against each other look scary, but there's a really simple trick to it. The magic here is called cross multiplication. You literally multiply across the equal sign. Top of the left times the bottom of the right, and top of the right times the bottom of the left. You set those two results equal to each other. That one move completely obliterates the fractions. How cool is that? From there, it's just an equation we already know how to solve. We simplify, we isolate x, and we find our answer. X equals 2/3. Okay, let's shift gears. We are now entering the danger zone. Because in math, there is one fundamental, unbreakable rule. And if you break it, expressions just stop working. They become undefined. And that rule is, you can never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, divide by 0. It's like the cardinal sin of math. The moment a fraction's denominator, the bottom part, hits 0, the whole thing is undefined. It doesn't work. So, a common question is, for what value of x does this expression break? And finding that value is actually super easy. All you do is take the entire denominator, set it equal to 0, and just solve that little equation. In this case, 2x plus 4 equals 0.
We solve for x and find out that this whole expression breaks if x is -2.
All right, time for our final challenge. And for a lot of people, this is the toughest part, word problems. But I want you to reframe how you think about them. You're not just doing math, you're becoming an algebra translator. You're converting one language, English, into another, much simpler language, math.
So here's the English sentence we need to translate into the language of math. 2 less than 3 times a number is 2 more than twice the number. Okay, I know, it sounds like a riddle, but trust me, we're just going to break it down one piece at a time.
Think of this slide as our translation key, like a Rosetta Stone for word problems. The word is, that's almost always your equal sign. Less than means you're going to be subtracting. Twice is just a fancy word for multiplying by 2. And anytime you see a number, that's your unknown, your variable, x.
So, if we use our little dictionary, that big clunky sentence translates perfectly into this nice, clean equation. 3x minus 2 equals 2x plus 2. See how a complex sentence just became a totally manageable equation? From here, we just use the skills we already have. We get the x's on one side, get the numbers on the other, and just like that, we find out the mystery number is 4. See? Not so bad?
Okay, let's do a super quick mission recap. What are the big takeaways? Number 1, always keep your equation balanced. Number 2, remember that inequality twist. Flip the sign when you multiply or divide by a negative. Number 3, never, ever, ever divide by 0. And finally, be a code breaker when you see a word problem. Translate it carefully. So there you have it. You now have the core skills to solve a massive range of algebra problems. You've officially mastered the balancing act, but the question is, are you ready for the next level? Because these exact skills are the foundation for everything that comes next, like the quadratics we'll be tackling in our next explainer.